It's midnight and you're tuning into Nightline with me, Nurin Razmyn. News making the headlines. Turkey to elevate trade volume with Malaysia to $10 billion annually. And training module for security guards stationed at public hotspots to be revised. Good morning. In an increasingly uncertain world, the spirit of mutual respect and acceptance of differences must be the foundation that enables unity. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said that the uniqueness of different cultures and practices should be celebrated as a strength, not as a divider or a disruptive element. He said this in his social media post on Monday night, extending his Thaipusam wish to all Hindus. Anwar stated that Thaipusam is more than a celebration, as it also highlights the spirit of unity in diversity within the national context. He also called for Malaysians to cultivate the spirit of togetherness, appreciate diversity, and strengthen compassion, as only through mutual understanding and respect can a civilized, dignified, and prosperous nation for all be ensured. Turkey aims to elevate its trade volume with Malaysia to $10 billion annually. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who kicked off his two-day visit to Malaysia on Monday, said both countries had already surpassed $5 billion in trade volume in 2024, in line with their previously set targets. Erdogan's arrival was personally greeted by Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim and his wife, Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Aziza Wan Ismail. The Turkish president and Anwar are close friends who share similar views on several issues, including Israel's violence in Palestine. At a public lecture at the Putrajaya International Convention Center, Anwar said Erdogan has shown moral clarity and courage on Palestine, while speaking out fearlessly against dispossession, occupation and genocide.
Today, Turkey does not merely react to events, it shapes them. This is no accident. And that's because our dear brother, President Erdogan, understands that history does not look kindly upon the meek, it favors the brave.
The Prime Minister said Turkey's support has gone beyond words. It has been tangible, diplomatic and steadfast.
My dear brother, President Erdogan, is emphatically in the latter category. He has shown moral clarity and courage on Palestine at a time when principles are too often sacrificed for convenience. Erdogan has spoken out fearlessly against dispossession, occupation and genocide. Turkey's support has gone beyond words. It has been tangible, diplomatic and steadfast.
Anwar also shared the story of his friendship with Erdogan.
Your support, my dear President, my brother, your support in the most calamitous and difficult period was neither perfunctory nor designed for political experience or expedience. No, it was an expression of genuine fraternity, friendship, and love and compassion.
Emphasizing opportunities for collaboration in key industries, Erdogan said Ankara aims to boost its trade up to $10 billion in a balanced way. He stated that Turkey aims to develop its relations based on a vision of technological cooperation and joint production. Erdogan also noted the strategic geographical significance of both nations as gateways to Asia and Europe, which he said provides a strong foundation for further cooperation. Meanwhile, Erdogan appreciated Malaysia's firm stand on the issue of the Palestinian people. The Turkish leader wants Israel to be responsible for the loss of thousands of lives and the destruction of the Gaza Peninsula, which he said had resulted in losses amounting to $100 billion.
İsrail yönetiminden öncelikle sebep oldukları yıkımın bedeli tahsil edilmeli. Bununla da Gazze'deki yeniden inşa süreçleri başlatılmalıdır. Tazmin edilmeyen her zarar faili daha da azgınlaştıracaktır. İsrail'in önce yıkıma, onca acıya, katliama sebep olduktan sonra hiçbir şey olmamış gibi yoluna devam etmesine izin verilemez.
Erdogan also recorded his appreciation to Malaysia as current chairman of ASEAN. He said Malaysia's chairmanship can provide an opportunity for Turkey to forge closer ties with other ASEAN member countries. He also added that Turkey will continue to stand in solidarity with Malaysia in fighting for the Palestinian cause, and particularly in issues involving the Islamic world. Earlier, University Malaya awarded an honorary doctorate to the visiting Erdogan. The award was presented by University Chancellor and Sultan of Perak, Sultan Nazrin Muizzuddin Shah, at the Putrajaya International Convention Center. The university awarded Erdogan the doctorate in international relations in recognition of his contributions to global diplomacy. Erdogan said he was extremely proud to receive the prestigious award and will continue to boost relations between Malaysia and Turkey. At a separate event, Anwar has warned that the government will revoke the licenses for Ramadan Bazaar sites of traders caught selling them to third parties. The Prime Minister said agents had long exploited the system, ranking in large commissions. He said this had prompted Kuala Lumpur City Hall to tighten its licensing process this year. The move, according to Anwar, aims to curb the Alibaba culture or profiteering by third parties who resell licenses at inflated prices for hefty commissions.
Saban tahun kita tahu ada ejennya, ada komisen besarnya. Jadi apa masalahnya untuk memberikan lesen perniagaan kepada orang yang berniaga dan tidak melalui wakil-wakil? Kalau ada persatuan yang ambil umpamanya berpuluh ringgit untuk pengawasan kebersihan, itu saya faham. Tetapi dijual semula. Maknanya penjawat awam terlibat itu tahu benar dan bersekongkol.
The Prime Minister said this at the Prime Minister's Department Monthly Assembly for February in Putrajaya on Monday. He highlighted that this issue has persisted for years and is not limited to the capital. Anwar also expressed hope that enforcing strict measures in Kuala Lumpur would set an example of good governance. Royal Malaysian Customs Department (JKDM) officers have been reminded to uphold and build up their integrity. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim issued the reminder, stressing that strict action will be taken against those involved in corrupt practices. Anwar stated this in his speech, which was read by Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Fadillah Yusof at the 43rd World Customs Day celebration in Putrajaya on Monday.
Saya ingin mengingatkan bahawa integriti dan amanah adalah tunjang utama dalam perkhidmatan awam. Insiden melibatkan 6 pegawai JKDN dan Ops Airways yang dikaitkan dengan sindiket penyeludupan web di pusat kargo KLIA harus dijadikan iktibar.
He urged the department to continue reinforcing the importance of integrity among its officers, as efforts to boost the two values are in line with the unity government's aspirations to combat corruption. Anwar also congratulated the department for its dedication, which contributed to a significant increase in revenue collection for 2024, which was 65.57 billion ringgit. The training module for security guards and auxiliary police officers stationed at public hotspots will be revised following the recent shooting incident in Shah Alam, Selangor. Home Minister Datuk Seri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail stated that security companies will also be involved in discussions on the matter.
Sudah sampai masanya untuk modul dan silibus latihan itu kita kemaskinikan. Kita tingkatkan keperluan latihan kepada syarikat-syarikat keselamatan ataupun polis bantuan. Hal ini saya akan minta pimpinan polis Tan Sri Raza dan Dato' Ayub untuk teliti.
Saifuddin spoke to the media after the Home Ministry's monthly assembly in Putrajaya on Monday. He assured the public that the state of the country's security is under control and that there is no need for panic as the police's swift actions reflect the high level of competence within the force. In other news, police have busted 2 syndicates involved in drug processing and distribution in separate operations in the Klang Valley, seizing drugs worth 12.88 million ringgit. Both syndicates use luxury condominiums as drug storage and processing sites. At a media conference on Monday, Bukit Aman Narcotics Criminal Investigation Department NCID Director Datuk Seri Kau Kok Chin said in the first operation on Sunday, police held a 31-year-old local man believed to be the storekeeper at a condominium in Batu Caves, where 50 packets of shabu and 32 packets of ketamine worth 11.43 million ringgit were recovered from the suspect's vehicle. The suspect then led police to a condominium unit where police seized 36 packets of shabu as well as 139 packets of ketamine. In a separate operation, police seized 1.45 million ringgit worth of drugs from a syndicate believed to be supplying drug-laced juice at nightclubs in the Klang Valley. Police detained 4 men and a woman aged between 36 and 46 on February 4th in Cheras and seized a variety of drugs.
Kita akan terus menjalankan siasatan dan untuk mengesan rangkaian sindiket masih bebas untuk diheret ke muka pengadilan. Jadi bagi JSJN Bukit Aman dan keseluruhan satu Malaysia, saya dah mengarahkan semua ke JSJN dari segi kontingen juga supaya kita tidak pernah berhenti untuk menangkap dan merampas dada. Tanpa hari tidak ada tangkapan. Kita akan berterusan jaya.
Police also seized cash, 2 cars, and several wristwatches worth more than 36,000 ringgit. The suspects have been remanded to assist in the probe under the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952. Meanwhile, Kao said his department will work together with the Criminal Investigation Department to track down the suspect involved in the shooting incident. He stressed that individuals linked to the suspect will be identified based on his prior record of drug-related offences.
Tapi kita kena tangkap masa itu dan kita akan do the thorough investigation dan interrogation, baru kita boleh dapat satu hasil keputusan yang tepat dalam itu. Tetapi untuk kes ini memang pihak JSJN setelah insiden berlaku kita dah bersama dengan JSJ dan KP Selangor untuk membantu dalam kes-kes ini juga.
The suspect has been identified as a local man in his 30s with a fair complexion and a record of 11 criminal and drug-related offences. The incident occurred at about 10:50 p.m. on Saturday at a shopping mall in Setia Alam. The suspect later hijacked a Perdua Ativa driven by a mall visitor by brandishing a firearm and forcing the driver to take him out of Shah Alam. While travelling on a highway, the suspect asked the driver to stop at the roadside before escaping. Driven by encouraging economic growth, Malaysia's unemployment rate hit its lowest in nearly a decade. Latest data showed that the country's unemployment rate in December 2024 edged down to 3.1%, the lowest since May 2015. Figures released by the Department of Statistics Malaysia (DOSM) on Monday showed that in December, the number of unemployed declined to 544,300 individuals compared to 546,700 recorded in November. Chief Statistician Datuk Seri Muhammad Uzir Mahidin said the outlook for Malaysia's labour force in 2025 appears favourable, where employment is seen as displaying positive growth while unemployment is expected to remain low. The labour force also showed an upward trend with a higher labour force participation rate reaching 70.6%. The number of employed individuals remained positive at 16.78 million people. Employment in the services sector remains stable, particularly in trade as well as food and beverage activities. U.S. President Donald Trump said he would on Monday impose 25% tariffs on all steel and aluminum imports, expanding his trade conflicts to the metal sector in a new burst of protectionism from Washington.
Committed to owning it, taking it. I'll be announcing probably Tuesday or Wednesday at a news conference reciprocal tariffs, and very simply, it's if they charge us, we charge them. Should have never happened.
Speaking to the media, he added that the U.S. would match tariff rates levied by other countries, and this would apply to all countries. The promised tariffs on steel and aluminum come as Trump launches his second term with an aggressive trade policy that has rattled global currency markets, sparked fears of a renewed burst of U.S. inflation, and targeted America's largest trading partners. Meanwhile, gold prices jumped more than 1% on Monday to hit a record high as safe haven demand surged on fears of a global trade war after Trump announced new tariff plans. Spot gold was up 1.5% to $2,903.19 per ounce as of Monday afternoon after hitting a record high of $2,905.98 earlier in the session, its seventh record this year, while U.S. gold futures rose 1.5% to $2,929.70. Market analysts predicted that the precious metal is set to retain its upward bias as long as Trump's policy threats continue to stoke fear and uncertainty through global financial markets. No quadruple for Liverpool actions from the FA Cup after this breather.
Kalau semua ejen dah pakai Iris, Mata perlukan saya lagi ke?
Kenapa semangat sangat nak kejar aku sampai sini?
Semua rimau aku serang, aku masih boleh tendang. Kalau nampak jangan cengang, kalau kacau benang kami nanti dengar gendang perang. Lepas lawan yang di sini lawan yang sebelah. Kita jaga kita.
Rasai vibrasi nada rasa 10 finalis anugerah juara lagu 39 dengan mendapatkan tiket di www.wowtix.com.my atau imbas kod QR berikut. Kalau takut sold out, beli tiket sekarang. Hidupkan nada rasa di malam anugerah juara lagu 39 secara langsung di Axiata Arena Ahad 16 Februari 9 malam, eksklusif di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton. Terangkat rasa.
Bomoh edar syabu, pesakit jadi pelanggan tetap.
Apa saya sebab ada masalah. Saya akan jumpa doktor saya sebab saya ada masalah. Sebabnya sebab saya tak boleh jalan.
Rumah keluarga dijadikan sarang hayal.
Nak try tengok orang ni, nak try tu.
Saksikan 999 Selasa jam 9 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Lebih 300 bakal jemaah umrah mengalami kerugian hampir 2.1 juta ringgit apabila syarikat pengendali umrah didakwa menunda penerbangan mereka.
Salah satu mangsa adalah mutawif. Beliau sendiri tak tahu rupa-rupanya syarikat yang dah digulungkan.
Ada syarikat travel agency, dia tak mampu nak menanggung. Dia bawa sekali rombongan banyak.
We're back with Sports Squash, the 2025 Cincinnati Gaynor Cup. National ace S. Siva Sangari clinched her first title of the season by defeating home favorite Amanda Sobey in a 5-set thriller on Monday. Fresh from her win over top seed and defending champion Olivia Weaver in the semi-finals on Saturday, world number 10 Siva Sangari kept her momentum to edge out the American 11-7, 6-11, 7-11, 11-7, 11-4 after a gruesome 48-minute showdown. The Cincinnati success saw the 26-year-old ending her 10-month wait for a title. It also marked her first PSA Tour crown since her London Classic triumph in April last year and was the 15th title of her professional career. Turning to football, the English FA Cup. Liverpool's quest for a quadruple came to a crashing halt on Sunday when they were dumped out of the competition with a shocking 1-0 defeat away by championship strugglers Plymouth Argyle. The Reds entered the match with a heavily rotated lineup, missing key stars like Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo and Virgil van Dijk, who were not even on the bench. Arne Slot's gamble, however, backfired as Ryan Hardy scored the only goal of the match from the penalty spot in the 53rd minute. Liverpool pushed hard for an equalizer, and after a nerve-shredding 9 minutes of stoppage time, Darwin Núñez's header was brilliantly thwarted by Plymouth goalkeeper Connor Hazard. Plymouth sit rock bottom of the English second tier but have now taken 2 Premier League scalps on their way into round 5 after winning at Brentford in round 3. In another match, Marcus Rashford came off the bench for his Aston Villa debut as they edge out Tottenham Hotspur 2-1 at home. The hosts took just 58 seconds to open the scoring when Jacob Ramsey fired in Morgan Rogers' pinpoint through ball. Rogers then doubled Villa's lead in the 64th minute after Pedro Porro failed to clear Leon Bailey's cross, allowing him to slot home the loose ball from close range. Rashford had a couple of half chances after the second goal but couldn't mark his first appearance with a goal. Spurs' new signing Frenchman Matthias Tel from Bayern Munich pulled one back in the 91st minute with his first goal for the club. The 2-1 scoreline remained until the final whistle, with Villa advancing to the 5th round, while Spurs have now been knocked out of 2 competitions in a week. Turning to tennis, the 2025 Rotterdam Open. World number 3 Carlos Alcaraz Garcia claimed his first indoor title after defeating Australian third seed Alex de Minaur in 3 sets in the final on Sunday. The 4-time Grand Slam winner had to fight hard for the victory after de Minaur won the second set to take the match into a decider. However, a break of serve for Alcaraz in the 6th game of the final set proved decisive as he went on to win the next 2 games to seal a 6-4, 3-6, 6-2 victory. The win marked the Spaniard's first title since winning the Beijing in October last year, as well as his 17th tour-level title overall. He also became the youngest man in history to win a title on clay, grass, hardcourt, and indoor hardcourt. South Korean child stabbed to death. The details when Nightline returns.
lokasi baharu Studio 1 Balai Berita.
MHI membawakan topik-topik menarik untuk anda.
Dalam keriangan bersama keluarga di taman tema air atau hiburan, keselamatan diri jadi keutamaan.
Jika ingin sewakan rumah, buatlah persediaan supaya tidak menjadi mangsa kepada penyewa bermasalah.
Tak boleh rota pelajar, apakah cara terbaik untuk didik disiplin di sekolah?
Juga soal wang, ketahui cara untuk menguruskan hutang lapuk.
Isnin hingga Jumaat jam 10 pagi.
Eksklusif ditonton juga di TV3.
Saat malam mengulit lenamu dan cahaya pagi menyapa dirimu, ukir senyuman.
On to the foreign front, U.S. President Donald Trump has taken a wrecking ball to Washington, and his latest target is the U.S. Department of Education. Trump has described it as ineffective, wasteful, and dominated by radical leftists, and said he would order Elon Musk to turn his sights next on the department. Democrats, politicians, teachers' unions, and many parents are now in an uproar, calling Trump's plan to shut down the agency an assault on public education. On the other hand, conservative groups hail it as a long overdue measure to reassert local control over American classrooms. However, they acknowledge that the task of winding down the vast department will not be easy. In South Korea, an 8-year-old student died on Monday after she and a teacher were stabbed at an elementary school in the central city of Daejeon. According to officials, the two were found with stab wounds on the second floor of a school building at around 6 p.m. local time. Rescuers transported the girl to a hospital in an unconscious state, but she died later. Meanwhile, the teacher, who sustained stab wounds to the neck and arm, is reportedly in stable condition. The police are now looking into the circumstances of the incident, including its cause. A countrywide power outage in Sri Lanka has been blamed on a monkey that clambered into a power station south of Colombo. The blackout, which began around midday on Sunday, left many people sweltering in temperatures exceeding 30 Celsius. According to the country's energy minister, a monkey came into contact with their grid transformer, causing an imbalance in the power system. Engineers then scrambled to restore power in the island's nation of 22 million people, prioritizing critical facilities such as hospitals and water purification plants. While some areas regained electricity within hours, many households without generators remained in the dark well into the night. In other news, South Korea's spy agency has accused Chinese AI app DeepSeek of excessively collecting personal data and using all input data to train itself, and questioned the app's responses to queries relating to issues of national pride. The National Intelligence Service, NIS, said it can confirm that unlike other generative AI services, DeepSeek's chat records are transferable, as it includes a function to collect keyboard input patterns that can identify individuals and communicate with Chinese companies' servers. The agency also said DeepSeek provides different answers to potentially sensitive questions in different languages. The NIS has already sent an official notice to government agencies last week, urging them to take security precautions over the artificial intelligence app.
Such as car doors. Outside emergency evacuation of the hospital. Some of them we cannot, so we try to be.
El escrutinio nacional.
Concludes Nightline this time around. Before we leave, enjoy this preview into how a mesmerizing world of balloons, light and movement takes over Rome's Balloon Museum, transforming the space into a playground of imagination and art in an immersive exhibition. With that, I'm Nurin Razmyn. Thank you for watching and have a productive week ahead.